Good morning, students, and today we will discuss the next chapter of the chemistry, that is chemical bonding and molecular structure. So before going to the brief discussion, first we will consider or constant how the atom combine to each others, and what is reason behind this, why the atom try to combine to each other, how the formations of the chemical bond takes place, chemical compound takes place. So actually most of the atom of the element are not exist independently, so they combine together to form the molecule. So you know that molecule is the associated form of the atom. So atom combine together by a bond, this is called the chemical bond. A force which hold the constituent particle, that is called the attractive force, and that attractive force is called the chemical bond. I again repeat, actually atom combined with the other atoms are the same atom by a chemical bond. So what is chemical bond? Chemical bond, the attractive force which hold the constituent to form a molecule is called the chemical bond. So all the atoms and molecules combine together through the chemical bonds. And now questions arises here. Why the some atom combine to each other? What is the shape of the molecules? What is the some atom form the other compound, other will not form the compound? So all these questions arises against the scientist. And in the same reference, the first time in 1960, Kosel and Lewis gave a new hypothesis which was based on the octet rule. He suggested that every element tried to maintain their stable structure, and their theory was based on octet rule. What is the octet rule? Actually, every element tried to maintain the nearest inert gas structure, nearest electronic configurations of the noble gases, inert gases. You know the inert gases? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So except helium, all the other atoms of the zero group or the noble gas having the 8 electron in their outermost shells. So this is the stable electronic configuration. So every element try to maintain their stable structure. So one thing keep in mind, in chemistry everything happen for the stability, and for achieving the stability whatever done by the atoms or molecule will happen, will do the reactions to achieve the stable structure. Everything is only for the stability. So octet rule is so that the atom or molecule combine together by losing or gaining of electron or by sharing of electron to attain the nearest noble gas electronic configuration, and because of 8 electron in their outermost shell, this theory is called the octet rule. So first time Kosel and Lewis approaches, actually number of concepts have been put forward time to time to show the bonding nature in the element or the molecules to formations of a compound, like the valence bond theory, valence electron pair repulsion theory, molecular orbital theory. Number of these concepts put forward time to time to show the bonding nature. But the first time in 1960, Kosel and Lewis put forward a hypothesis for the formations of the compound, for the formations of a molecule, that is the octet rule. So before going to the brief discussion, first of all we will discuss about the Kosel-Lewis approach for the formations of bonding. Kosel-Lewis approach. Approaches. So actually both independently study about the formations of a chemical bond between the molecules, and the vision are the concentrations of the Lewis mostly on the organic compound, whereas Kosel hypothesis are study based for the inorganic compound. He told that every element combine together from the valence shell to achieve the stable structure. How the atom combine together to each other, and how the atom achieve their stable structure? By the two way, either by losing or gaining of electron, or by the sharing of electron. And from which electron they shared and formed the stable structure? From the valence shell. Actually, first time Franklin was the scientist who put forward the term of the valency. It is also called the valency, electronic theory of the valency. Every element combined to each others from the valence shell, and the term valence is taken from the Latin word valentia, which means combining capacity. Means the reactions are the losing or gaining of electron or sharing of electron takes place from the valence shell. Get clear? So now we are going to study about the Kozel-Lewis approach. Lewis, firstly we will discuss about the Lewis dot structure. The representations of the valence electron at the center of atom is called the Lewis dot structure. How do you show that? And how do you find that? What would be the number of electrons required to achieving the stable structure on the basis of Lewis dot structure? So Lewis dot structure representations of valence electron, representations of valence electron at the center of atom is called Lewis dot structure. Lewis dot structure. One thing keep in mind, when you are going to study about the Kozel-Lewis approach, this theory was based on the octet rule, and octet rule means the 8 electron in the outermost shells as like the inert gas. Means every element or atom try to maintain the stable structure by attaining the electronic configuration like the noble gases or inert gases. Inert gases, this is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Except helium, all other elements will have the 8 electron in their outermost shells. This is the reason they are known as the inert gas. They have no further requirement for the reaction. But this theory was failed. Later we discuss about the drawback or the limitations of Kozel-Lewis approaches, because it was found that the noble gas will also give the reactions. So the concept was based on octet rule, and octet rule is inert, but inert gas also give the reaction. So far this rule was not extended further. So Lewis dot structure, this is the representations of valence electron at the center of atom is called the Lewis dot structure. For instance, just like hydrogens, you know that their atomic number is 1, so it is shown 1s1. How many electrons in their outermost shell? 1. So it is represented as in the dot form 1. It's so the hydrogen having 1 electron in their valence shell. Just like lithium, this is 3 and 2 and 1. 1 electron in their valence shell, it is also represented as the 1 electron. Beryllium, this is 4. 2 and 2. So 2 electron in the outermost shells, it is represented as a dot form or cross form. This is the Lewis dot structure, beryllium. Next one, just like boron, 5 atomic number, 2 and 3. There are 3 electrons in the outermost shells, valence shell. So it is represented in this manner. This is beryllium. Corrected. Boron, this is 1, 2 and 3 electrons in their outermost shells. Next carbon we are taking 6, this is 2 and 4. There are 4 electrons in the outermost shells, so carbon show in this way 1, 2, 3 and 4. Similarly nitrogen, there are 7 electrons in their outermost shells, this is 2 and 5. So there are 5 electrons in the outermost shells, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Similarly oxygen, this is 8, this is 2 and 6 electrons in their outermost shells. It is shown as 2 to 4 and to 6 electron as in this manner. Similarly, fluorine, there is 9, So 2 and 7, their fluorine having 7 electron represented in this manner, 2, 2, 4, 6 and 1, 7. Neon, this is 10, 2 and 8. So neon having the 8 electron, 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. So this shows the number of valence electron present in the outermost shell of these elements and represented in the form of dot structures. And it also shows how many electrons required for achieving the stable structure. Just like hydrogen, it tries to maintain the helium-like structure, 2 electrons, it requires 1 electron. Similarly, lithium is also beryllium. Now boron requires the how many electron? 5 electron. Carbon requires the 4 electron. Nitrogen requires 5 electron already present. So only 3 electron required. Similarly, oxygen having the 6 electron, only 2 electron required to achieve this stable structure. Fluorine having 7 electron, it requires 1 electron. Neon have already 8 electron. There is no need to further combine with other element. Is it clear? So first of all, we will discuss about the formations of a molecule by losing or gaining of electron, and which is known as the electrovalent bond or the ionic bond. We will discuss one by one the types of bond formed between the two atoms in a molecules, just like the ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate bond, as well as their properties. Is it clear? So first, ionic or electrovalent bond. How the formations of ionic and electrovalent bond? Ionic or electrovalent bond. So it is defined as the bond formed by the complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atom. Bond formed by complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atom is called ionic or electrovalent bond. Is called the ionic or electrovalent bond, or it may also be defined as bond formed between the two ions. Bond formed between two ions, that is cation and anion, is called ionic or electrovalent bond. Ionic or electrovalent bond. So strong electrostatic force of attraction acting in between the two different ions, cation and anion. Due to this, they are strongly attracted to each other and formations of a bond takes place between the two ions. Such bond is known as the ionic or electrovalent bond. Means the bond which is formed by the complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atoms. Later we will discuss how many steps including are involving in the formations of cation and anions. Is it clear? So number of steps we will discuss later. Movement of electron or complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atom from the valence shell to form the bond that is called the ionic bond or electrovalent bond. It may also be defined as the bond formed between the two ions, that is cation and anion, is called the ionic bond. For examples, just like in case of sodium chloride, you know that sodium and the chloride, sodium atomic number, this is 11, and chloride, this is 70. You will see here 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. There are 1 electron in their outermost shells. And chlorine, this is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. You will see 2 to 4, 16 to 12, 5, 17. So there are 7 electrons in the outermost cells of chlorine and 1 electron in the outermost cells of sodium. So sodium, this is 2, 8 and 1. After losing 1 electron, Na plus, this losses 1 electron. This is gaseous form, and now it become 2 and 8. So sodium requires 7 electrons in the outermost cells, which cannot be accepted by another atoms, because the atom having the 7 electron will gain the electron, not lost the electron. So sodium have one other way to achieve this stable structure. After losing 1 electron, their valence shell would be this cell, and this cell having the 8 electron, you will see 2, 6 and 8. Now chlorine require having the 7 electron, it require 1 electron. So it acquire 1 electron, accept 1 electron and become the negatively charged. So formations of cation anion takes place. You will see here Cl, this is 2, 8 and 7. When it get 1 electron, it becomes Cl minus. So this is anion and this is cation, which is formed, which can be shown in this way. First you write the electronic dot structure like the Lewis dot structure. Sodium having 1 electron and chlorine having 2 to 4 to 6 and 1, 7. 1 electron transfer from sodium and goes toward the chlorine. So when it loses 1 electron, it becomes 1 positive charge like this way. When it accepts 1 electron in their valence shell, it becomes the negatively charged. So formations of Na plus and Cl minus. So between these two different ion, formations of a bond and form a compound sodium chloride. This is ionic compound. So ionic bond or ionic compound are electrovalent bond formed by the complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atom. Similarly, another examples, just like calcium fluoride. You will see calcium, this is 20 atomic number, 2, 8, 8 and 2. There are 2 electrons in the outermost cells of calcium. So this is calcium 2 electron and fluoride. Fluorine having the 7 electron, as you have to know that chlorine, the same group. There are 9 atomic number and 2 and 7. So 7 electron in their outermost cells of fluorine. So now fluorine require 1 electron. And here calcium required to lose 2 electron. Then it become, if it loses 2 electron from valence shell, then it become octet, because the inner cell become the valence cells. Is it clear? So it losses, it requires 2 fluorine for gaining these 2 electron. So another fluorine is 2, because it losses 2 electron. So 2 fluorine atom required for accepting these 2 electron. 2 to 4, 6 and 7. So it losses 1 electron here and 1 electron here. Now it becomes Ca2 plus and F minus and F minus. So formations of CaF2 as a ionic compound. So ionic compound formed by the complete transfer of electron from one atom to the another atom. Or bond formed between the 2 ions. This is cation and anion, that is known as the ionic compounds. Another examples you can see, just like sodium oxide. Sodium, you know that atomic number 11 and dot structure is 1. Another sodium is also 1, and oxygen having the 6 electron in their outermost shell, 2 to 4 and to 6. So 1 electron losses from here sodium, another is here. So it become Na plus, here is Na plus, and it become O2 minus. Now formations of Na2 as a ionic compound. So ionic compound formed by the complete transfer of electron or between the 2 ions is called the ionic compounds. Is it clear? So after losing or gaining, it become octet. So this is the octet theory, octet rule. And what is the property of ionic compounds? How do you show what is the property and how the formations of ionic compound takes place? Actually, in these sections, you will see here, just like sodium in their gaseous state, will losses one electron, Na plus, gaseous. So this is called the ionisation enthalpy or ionisation energy. We have to discuss already in the last chapter, periodic property. The amount of energy required to pull the electron from the valence shell in their isolated gaseous state, that is called the ionisation energy. And this is the endothermic process. This is endothermic process. If any element required to release the electron from the valence energy required, so this is endothermic in the gaseous state. Similarly, just like the Cl by getting one electron in gaseous state, this is the formations of Cl minus. It required already one electron, so there is no need to the energy. So it is exothermic reactions. Exothermic reaction, and this is endothermic reactions. So in the gaseous state, these two, sodium plus gases and plus Cl minus gases, combine to form NaCl in the solid state. So this type of the formations of ionic compound is called the electrovalent or the ionic compound. So the energy releases by the formations of 1 mole of ionic compound from their constituent cation and anion is called the lattice enthalpy or the lattice energy. Is it clear? Lattice enthalpy or the lattice energy. The amount of energy releases by formations of 1 mole of ionic compound from the cation and anion is called the lattice enthalpy or the lattice energy. So which two steps taking place between this? This step is called the ionization enthalpy, and this is called the electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. Additions of electron from the outermost from the outer side to become the anion, this is electron affinity. Removal of electron, this is ionization enthalpy. Is it clear? So these two steps involved in the formations of the sodium chloride, and it is also called the lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy means the amount of energy released by formations of 1 mole of lattice crystal from their constituent cation and anion is called the lattice enthalpy. Now we'll discuss about the property of ionic compound or electrovalent compound. Next one, properties of ionic compounds. Properties of ionic compound. First, physical state. Exists as a solid state, as solid. So when cation and anion combine together to form the lattice ionic compound, exists as a solid state. Is it clear? In the solid form. And the second one, it is soluble in polar solvent like water. Polar solvent like water, because water is the polar, like water. Third, we are coming on the conductivity of the ionic compound. In solid state, it does not conduct electricity, however in molten or liquid state. However, in molten or in liquid state, when dissolved in water, conduct electricity. In the molten and or in aqueous medium, not liquid state, you can write here aqueous state. In aqueous state, conduct electricity. High melting and boiling point. Why? Because the strong electrostatic force of attraction acting in between the two ions, so far electrostatic force of attraction developed between them. So high melting and boiling point. So, and the NaCl, this is the true solid. True solid are the three dimensional, completely closed packed, and every ions packed in their crystal as a fixed positions, well geometry, proper geometry. So their crystals are the three dimensional, as like this you can see here, that is the crystals of ionic compound, ionic solid. This is the lattice crystal or ionic compound of the sodium chloride. In the three dimensions you can see. This is three-dimensional structure of the sodium chloride. All the true solid are the three-dimensional. This is completely closed packed structure, and their constituent particles are well arranged in their three-dimensional space. So you will see here. This is completely closed packed structure. The bigger size atoms show that is chloride Cl minus, and the smaller size show the sodium ion. So it is present well geometry, well positions. This is chloride, and this is sodium. This is sodium. This is chloride. At the corner, this is the chloride, this is sodium, sodium in between this chloride, this is chloride, this is sodium, sodium and sodium, this is chloride, and here is also chloride, chloride, and this is sodium. You will see each sodium ion is surrounded by the 6 chloride ion, fixed geometry. You will see here. This sodium ion Na plus surrounded by 1 and 2 chloride, 3, 4 chloride, 5 and 6 chloride. So all the three-dimensional structure are the three-dimensional in this way. This is the structure of the sodium chloride. Rock salt it is also known as. Is it clear? So we have completed here the formations of ionic compound by the complete transfer of electron, their physical properties. Now existence of the molecules through the Coastal-Lewis approaches, and in these sections we will also discuss about the formations of covalent bond, coordinate bond, and later the number of approaches we show the formations of a compound through the valence and electron pair repulsion theory and the valence bond theory, molecular orbital theory. So all these terms we will discuss on the next term, and try to write the Lewis dot structure to the other element on the basis of the given lectures. Thank you.